Hello friends, I am back now. So I am Danish Agarwal. I have secured all in rank 48 in UPSC Engineering Services Examination in Electronics and Telecommunication branch in 2018. So now I am back with the GATE 2019 electrical solutions, and I will be discussing all the solutions which are based on a memory based. So all of the students. So this year GATE examination was conducted by IIT Madras, and interacting with some of the students who have attempted electrical this year, we have come to know that this year electrical paper was quite easy to moderate level, and many of the students are getting very good marks in this GATE examination, and they are saying that this paper was quite easy and was not that much difficult as if we compare this paper to the EC branch. So if I talk about the major highlights of this GATE 2019 electrical examination, so I can say that I have already said that it was overall easy to moderate level, and total 25 numerical ability test questions, and they were there, and they were quite time consuming. So if I talk about the major subjects, like we know that in our electrical that the major core subjects are in our major core subjects in electrical, like machines, power systems and power electronics are there. So major of the questions were from these subjects only. And if I talk about the general aptitude section, it was quite easy, and we know that in a GATE examination most of these questions from this section are easy, and they generally give difficult questions from the technical side. So I have already talked about the overall level of this question paper, and overall easy, if I can bifurcate, I can say that the easy questions were of 50% only, and the medium 35%, and hard were only 15%. So this is quite in analysis with the previous years, because if we see that last year 2018 electrical paper, it was also quite easy, and the cutoff was like 30 marks. So if I talk about this year, the cutoff may increase like 30, it can go up to 30 or up to 32 only, not much more than that, because many of the students are saying they are getting good marks. So keeping in mind their marks, so I can safely say that the cutoffs are bound to increase this year. Okay, so if I talk about the subject wise analysis, so if we see this pie chart, and we can observe from this pie chart that electrical machines, like always, constituted 14% of the total GATE examination, and like power system and power electronics also, they were like 13% and 9% respectively. And if we talk about the other subjects which are not so core to the electrical branch, like digital electronics, like it was very less in quantity as compared to the previous years. And network theory, like C, we can say that it was 10%, and EMT like 4% only, and it is minuscule in quantity, EMT. And if we talk about mathematics, they were 12% only, and other control systems and analog, like very small quantity as compared to our core subjects. So after seeing this distribution in detail, now we will start the solutions, for which all of you were waiting so anxiously since the GATE examination is over. So I can say that now there is no need to worry about the GATE examination, because it has already happened. So you cannot do anything whether you have done the question wrong or right. So it is only, I can say, you should leave all else onto the God only. So but by the way, I have come with the solutions, and first of all I will be discussing some of the solutions, like I will take only 3 subjects only, and rest of the subjects will be taken by the Mrityunjay sir as promised to you, and because the thumbnail contained the image of that teacher. So after this, Vikas Badoria sir will come, and he will discuss some of the numerical aptitude and engineering mathematics questions. So let's start with the control systems now. So the first question is y of s is given, and we have to find the steady state value of y of t. So for finding the steady state value, we can easily use a final value theorem, because if we want a steady state value, you should not go that you should find y of t first and then you put y is equals to infinity in this case. So we should not use this approach. We will go by the final value theorem only. So what is final value theorem? Limit t approaches to 0 infinity, x of t is equals to limit s approaches to 0 s into x of s. So if we apply this theorem here, we will substitute the values. And this s and s will get cancelled. So you will get so this is 0, so we will get 1 upon 10 under root 2, so which is B option. So many of them you have already deciphered that the answer should be B, so many of you are correct only. So this question came from the signal and systems, and this question was quite easy, and many of the aspirants must have managed to solve this solution correctly. So the next question I have taken from the control systems, Nyquist plot. So the question seems to be tougher when on the first sight, but when we will start solving this question, so this is g of s. So this is there, and this is the transfer function which is given to us, and we have to find the Nyquist plot. So for example, if you can see that it is a spiral only, the Nyquist plot will look something like this, spiral, but we have to find that at which point it will intersect the negative x-axis. So we will not draw the Nyquist plot and then we will see where it is intersecting. So you should use the basic condition, that is angle condition. Okay, so what is angle condition? That the phase should be minus 180 degree. So minus 90, because this is s, so the phase contributed is j omega and it will be 90 degree. So coming to numerator, it will be minus 90 degree. So minus 0.25 into omega into 180 by pi. Now why are we doing 180 by pi? Because we have to convert it into degrees. So this is degrees, this should also be degrees, and this is equals to minus 180 degree. So on solving, we will get omega is equals to 2 pi, and we have to find the magnitude also. So where the Nyquist plot is cutting the negative real axis, we have to find the magnitude of that point also. So for finding the magnitude, what we will do, we will put this value here. So the magnitude pi upon j omega, so we will take the magnitude of this, so it will come 0.5 comma j 0, so which is A option. So I can say many of you again have corrected this question, so it was quite easy. Coming to next question. So this question is again from the control systems only, and it is based on the state variable analysis. So we are given with this, we are given with the A matrix, we are also given with B and C and D also. And D is also given at is 0. So what is we have to find? We have to find the damping ratio zeta and omega n. So what concept will we use? This concept is quite easy. So we will have to use the characteristic equation for the state variable analysis. So we will use this equation, and we will find the determinant of this, the resultant matrix, and we will equate it to 0. So what we will get? So this is the characteristic equation we are getting in this case. So if we compare this equation with our standard characteristic equation, it is, so this is my standard characteristic equation of second order control systems. So if we will compare these two terms, we can easily get that omega n is equals to under root alpha and 2 zeta omega n is equals to 2 into beta. So if we find the value of zeta here, it will be beta upon zeta. So beta upon under root alpha. So the correct option is C. Zeta is beta upon under root alpha and omega n, which is natural frequency, which is under root of alpha. Next question is, so next question is quite simpler. It is based on Routh-Hurwitz criteria. Simple, very simple question, I would say. So we have not expected this kind of question from the GATE examination, but still they have given. So I would say it will be a cakewalk question for you. So we have to find the system is BIBO, means bounded input, bounded output, stable. We have to find the range of K. So what should be the range of K? Okay, so for finding, by using RH criteria, which is a famous RH criteria to find the range of the system gain constant. So we will use our RH table in this case, and using the standard procedure. Now we will know that 3 into 3 minus 1 upon 1, okay, it will be 8 by 3, it will be K only. We copy this here and here, okay. So next will be 8 by 3 minus 3K upon 8 by 3. Next is K, we will copy this K here. So if we know that the system is BIBO, stable, then all the elements in the first column should have the same sign. So using this condition, 1 is positive, 3 is positive, 8 by 3 is positive. These two terms should be positive also. So I am using this condition. So K will come 8 by 9. So combining these two equations, we will get, so which is, I think C option is there. So many of you have corrected this. So it was 1 mark question. So seeing the level of questions in the control systems, we can safely say that this year control systems was a big cakewalk for all the aspirants. So next question is also very simple. It can be said that this question is coming from the concept of filters in the network theory. So it is given that A1 is equals to 0 and B1 is equals to 0, and we have, and all the other coefficients like A2, B2, C1, C2 are greater than 0. So we have to find the type of filter in this case. So for finding the type of filter, we can say H of S is equals to C1 upon A2S plus B2S plus C2. So in the case of low pass filter, we know that if the numerator is a constant and the denominator is a second order, equation, then it is a low pass filter. So A option is the correct option in this case. Now we will come to analog now. So this here analog could not be found much in the question paper. So still we have found only one question from the very sacrosanct op-amp part. So we will see this question. So this resistor of 100 kilo ohm is used as a feedback resistor in this case, and we are given with V1 is 10 millivolt and V2 is 50 millivolt, and we have to find the output voltage of this op amp. Okay, so how we will proceed? We will use the nodal analysis in this case. So I can say that this potential is V. This potential should also be V, because we are assuming that this op amp is an ideal op amp. So their voltages at the inverting terminal and the non-inverting terminal should be same. So by using this concept, if I use the nodal analysis at this point is A. So if I apply the nodal analysis at point B, I will get so this is my first equation by using the concept of nodal analysis, and A point, if I apply, it will be V1 V minus V naught upon 100 kilo ohm. It should be 0. So we also know that if the op amp is ideal, so this potential should be same. So by using these two equations, and V1 V2 is also given, we can find that V naught is coming to be 400 millivolt. So you just have to solve these two equations, you will get this answer. So it was very simple question. So the next question is of compensators. So this question is given from the phase lead compensator. So if I draw the board plot of this, I will find something like this. So if these are the two frequencies, the board plot magnitude will be maximum at this frequency. Okay, so if I have two frequencies, 1 by t and 1 upon alpha t. Okay, so the angle condition will be maximum at the geometric mean of these two. Okay, so if we use this concept, so first is 1 upon 3t. The question is given like this. This is a transfer function of the given phase lead compensator. So this is my omega 1, or we can say omega cz. This is my omega pz. So it is 1 upon t. If we take the under root, it will be 1 upon 3t square. So it is a standard result only, which we know very well. So it is B option. Next question. So we have given with a comma t greater than 0, we have to find that which of the following impulse response is not the output of the causal LTI systems. Okay, so first option is given to be this. So these are the four options which we are given. So we know that LTI systems, the impulse response should be absolutely integrable. So this question option is cross. A, C and D are wrong only. So this can be the output of the causal LTI systems, but this cannot be the output of the causal LTI system. So B will be the correct option, because this is not absolutely integrable. Okay, so B option is the correct for this question. Now the last question, we have to find the inverse Laplace of this. So this was also very easy, standard question. So we have to find the inverse Laplace of this. Let us take L of S is this. So by using the methods of partial fractions, I can write it like this. It will be A upon plus B upon S plus 1 by using the method of partial fractions. So if I so it will be A plus BS plus B upon S plus 1 whole square. Now if I compare LHS and RHS, I will get A plus B is equals to 3. So this is constant, A plus B should be 3 and B should be 1. So what is A? 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. So I have got L of S is 2 upon S plus 1 whole square plus 1 upon S plus 1. So taking the inverse Laplace, we will get so this is A option. This was also very easy. So this is the correct solution. So many of you have got this answer. So next from from the further questions, now Vikas Bhadoria sir will come and he will take over some of the aptitude questions and the engineering mathematics questions. So I would like to invite Vikas Bhadoria sir to take over the session. Thank you.
A very good evening to everyone. So we are now going to discuss engineering mathematics and aptitude questions. Now, as you know that the paper GATE 2019 electrical paper was very easy, okay? And if we talk about non-tech portion, that is general aptitude engineering mathematics, that is going to really get you a large number of marks, okay? So you will be getting more marks by scoring in general aptitude and engineering mathematics section. So I'm going to discuss those questions, okay? So this question is the first question that I'm going to discuss. In this question it is mentioned that there are two sets x and y which are having values between 1 to 3 and 2 3 4. You have to find the product of maximum and minimum values of set which is formed using x and y, okay? So firstly I will be rubbing this portion, okay? Now thank you so much for being so patient to know the answers of the questions. You all are very patient because you all were having your paper between 2:30 to 5:30 and still you are watching us right now. That's very commendable, guys. A very clap for all of you for being so much patient. Now, this is the first question which is you are seeing on the board. All right. Now, in this question, you have to find the product of maximum and minimum values of the set. Now, if you see that the total sample space will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Combining the sample space of both x and y, okay? So combining the sample space of x and y, the total sample space will be 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to find the product of both product of x and y, all right? Minimum maximum values of x and y. So it will be equal to 1 by 4 into 3 by 2. Okay, so if you see this total sample space, the minimum will be 1 by 4, minimum ratio will be 1 by 4 and maximum ratio will be equal to 3 by 2. So it will come out to be 3 by 8. This was a very easy question from general aptitude and I hope most of you must have solved it, okay? So this was the first question. I hope you have got the answer 3 by 8. So those who have got the answer 3 by 8, they are absolutely correct. They are absolutely correct. Now let's come on to the next question. Next question is This is the next question. This was again the question from general aptitude, and this was, I think, from reasoning portion. All right. Now, if you can see that in this question it is given that consider 5 people: Meera, Ganga, Rekha, Lakshmi, and Sana. Ganga is taller than both Rekha and Lakshmi. Ganga is taller than Rekha and Lakshmi. All right. Ganga is taller than Rekha and Lakshmi. And what is given? That Lakshmi is taller than Sana. Lakshmi is taller than Sana. Okay. And further it is given Meera is taller than Ganga. Meera is taller than Ganga. So you have to, from these 3 statements, you have to tell which of the following statements are true. Okay. So the first statement is Rekha is shorter than Meera. Okay. So if you can see that Rekha is shorter than Meera, that is absolutely correct. That is A portion is correct. A is correct. Next is Sana is shorter than Ganga. Sana is shorter than Ganga. Sana is shorter than Ganga. B is also correct. Okay. Next is Rekha is shorter than Lakshmi. Is Rekha shorter than Lakshmi? Rekha and Lakshmi are at the same level. Okay. So we can't predict on that. Alright. So third statement is wrong. C is wrong. Okay, and the last is Ganga is shorter than Sana. Ganga is shorter than Sana. That is not at all possible. So D is also wrong. So A and B will be the correct answer. A and B will be the correct answer. Both are correct. Okay, so for this, both A and B will be the correct answer. So I hope you all have got this answer. All right. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's see what is the next question. Okay. In the next question, it is given that newspaper are constant source of delight and recreation for me. Okay, so this is from English person, and the only there are 2 fill in the blanks. You have to fill the blanks. All right. So this was again a very easy questions. Okay, from general aptitude. In this question, you have to fill the blanks. Newspaper are constant source of delight and recreation for me. The only trouble is that I read too many of them. Too many of them. There it is misprinted. It is misprinted as Manu. It will be many. Okay. There is a misprint. It will be many, not Manu. Okay. So the answer is option C. Okay. Option C, that is only and 2. Only and 2 will be the correct answer. This was a very easy question from general aptitude. I'm not going to go into that detail. As you can see, most of them are getting the right answer. That is option C. So they are absolutely correct. Okay. Not going to the detail of the question. All right. Let's move on to the next question. In this question, it is saying that they are the cube of some prime numbers 343, 1331, and there is a blank there, and then it is 4913. You have to find which will be replacing this blank. 343, and then 1331, and there is a blank, and then there is a number 4913. Okay. Now, if you clearly see that this is a cube of 7, this is a cube of 11, this is a blank here, and this is again a cube of 17. If you see that these 7, 11 and 17 are all prime numbers. Okay. So here the cube of the prime number is there. So after 11, the only prime number is 13. Okay. So the prime number of 13 should be there. So 13 cube will be the answer, and that is 2197. Okay, so those who are getting 2197 as the answer, they are absolutely correct. They are absolutely correct. All right. So this was a good question from general aptitude. 2197 is the answer. All right. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question. In this question, it is given that in a class, the ratio of boys and girls is 4:3. Ratio of boys and girls is 4:3. The number of students who pass the examination is 80%, and the percent of girls who pass the examination is 90%. Find the percent of boy who pass the exam. Okay. So if we see that the ratio is 4:3 of the total number of students, boys and girls in the class. Okay. Let's say total number of students less total students are equal to X. Total students, if they are X, then the ratio will be equal to 7x. 7x will be the total number of students. Now 90% of them has, 80% of them has passed. Okay, so total pass will be equal to 80% of 7x, that is 5.6x. Okay, and the 90% of them are girl students who are passed. Okay, so girl student who are passed will be equal to girl student passed will be equal to 90 by 100 into 3x, that is 2.7x. Okay, now you have to find the percentage of boy who passed the exam. Okay, that is very simple. If you subtract from this total and the number of girl students, that will come out to be 2.9x. Okay, and the percentage of the boy who passed the total will be 2.9 over 4x into 100, and this will be come out to be 72.5%. This was a very good question. This was a very good question, and I hope most of you must have solved it. Okay, so this is a good question. Answer is 72.5%. 72.5% is the correct answer for this question. Let's quickly move on to the next question without wasting much time on this question. Yes, I hope most of you have solved it correctly. Now next question, if x does work in 2 hours and y in 4 hours, you have to find if they both work together, then how much time is taken in minutes to complete the work. Okay, so x plus y total work will be equal to x and y 1 hour work will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, which will come out to be 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is the total amount of work done by both x and y. Now it is asking the question, you have to find the hours taken by x and y to complete the work will be equal to, it will be equal to 4 by 3 hours. Now in the question it is asking in minutes, so you have to multiply by 60. It will be equal to 80 minutes. 80 minutes will be the correct answer. So I hope you all have got, as it can be seen from your comments, most of you have got 80 as the answer. So you are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, right? So 80 minutes is the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question without wasting much time. This is a question. You have to find the number of integers lying between 100 to 1000 whose all digits are even. For this question I am going to tell you the answer is very simple. The answer will be equal to product of 4 into 5 into 5, and the answer will be equal to 100. 100 will be the answer for this question. I am not going to waste much time on this question, alright. So the answer will be equal to 100, okay, because if I go into detail it is going to take much time, alright. So the answer is 100 for this question. Okay, and as it is evident from your comments, 100 is the answer by most of the students. So 100 is the correct answer. Okay, 100 is the correct answer for this question. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, the passengers were very angry. The passengers were very angry. There is a fill in the blanks dash the airline staff about the delay. Okay, so there are 4 options: with, on, towards and about. Okay, so you have to find the correct answer. Okay, now I'm not going to wait for a response. I hope you have solved this question. This is a very easy question. The answer will be option number A. Option number A, that is with. Option number A, with, will be the correct answer for this question. Not wasting much time. This is a very easy question on English grammar. So I hope you have solved this question. Okay, those who have got B as option, sorry, your answer is incorrect. Okay, so option A is the correct answer. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Next question, I am not sure. This is again a question from English grammar. I am not sure if the bus that has been booked will be able to dash all the students. Okay, so there are 3 options given here. Okay, and as it is evident, it is based on the memory of the students. Okay, so the options are sit, accommodate and deteriorate. Okay, so from these 3 options, the answer will be option number B, deteriorate. Accommodate. Accommodation will be the correct answer. Okay, so accommodate means to accommodate someone. Okay, so the answer will be option number B, accommodate. This is the correct answer. So it is evident from most of you students, accommodate is the correct answer. That is option number B is the correct answer. Alright, so not wasting much time, this was a question from general aptitude. Okay, English grammar. Now, so far we have covered general aptitude portion. Now let's move on to the portion of engineering mathematics. Okay, engineering mathematics is also a very important part to score in the GATE exam. Okay, and as engineering electrical paper was very easy, so let's see what are the solution to some questions. This is the first question from engineering mathematics. Okay, now if you see this question, it is given that if a is equal to 2xi plus 3yj plus 4zk and u is equal to x square plus y square plus z square, you have to find the divergent of u into a at 1 comma 1 comma 1. Okay, so most of you are giving 45 as the answer. So let's see what's the answer for this question. All right, now divergent of u into a will be equal to gradient of u into a plus u times of divergent of a. Okay, so this is a formula that you need to apply here to solve this question. Okay, now gradient of a will be equal to 2xi plus 2yj plus 2zk. This will be the gradient of a, and divergent of a will be, gradient of mu will be this. Okay, and divergent of a will be equal to 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is equal to 9. Now in this question you have to find the product of divergent of mu into a at 1 comma 1 comma 1, that is x and y and z is equal to 1 comma 1 comma 1. Okay, so after solving it and putting the value of in this equation, these values, you will get it equal to 13 of x square plus 15 of y square plus 17 of z square. Okay, now x, y and z is equal to 1. So after putting this value, you will get the 45 as the answer. Okay, so as it is clear here, 45, most of you getting 45 as the answer. So this will be the correct answer. All right, this was a very good question from engineering mathematics. All right, now let's move on to the next question. Let's see what's the next question. This is again a question from engineering mathematics. Okay, now how we are going to solve this question? In this question, this question was in 2 marks, and I don't know how many of you have solved this question. Okay, now in this question it is given that if f is equal to 2x cube plus 3y square plus 4z, and you have to find the cyclic integral of gradient of x, f dot dr along the path. Now this path which is having some points are given here. Okay, some path having some points are given here, which is having the values of a is equal to minus 3 comma 2. Okay, and b is equal to 2 comma minus 3 comma 2, c is equal to 2 comma 6 comma 2, and d is equal to 2 comma 6 comma minus 1. You have to find the gradient of f, and f is equal to 2x cube plus 3y square plus 4z. Okay, now gradient of f dot dr you need to find. F is given, gradient of f will be equal to 6x square plus I plus 6yj plus 4k. This is the gradient of f. Now you have to find the gradient of f dot dr along the path which is having points a, b, c, d. Okay, so these are the points. You have to find the path. Now path is formed by joining the points. That is AB, BC and CD. Okay, now if we see here, if we see AB line, okay, now AB line is, if you see that the only x coordinate is changing from minus 3 to 2. In from BC only the y coordinate is changing from minus 3 to 6, and in CD only the z coordinate is changing, that is from 2 to minus 1. Okay, now it will be solved very easily. You have to just put the value. Okay, it will be the sum of, you have to find 3 things. Okay, firstly you have to find a1 will be equal to minus 3 to 2 of 6x square dx. Okay, so this will be equal to 70. Then you have to find the value of a2 will be equal to minus 3 to 6 of 6y dy, and this will come out to be 81, and a3 will be equal to minus 2 to 1 2 to minus 1 of 4 dz. This will come out to be minus 12. Okay, so the gradient will be equal to sum of a1 plus a2 plus a3, and the answer will be equal to 139. Those who have got 139 as the answer, they are absolutely correct. I think I have wasted much time on this question, but I need to tell you the steps so that those who have not got the correct answer, they can know how to solve this question. Okay, so this was a very good question. The answer will be 139. Those who have got 139 as the answer, they are absolutely correct. 139 is the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the next question without wasting much time. Let's move on to the next question. This is a very easy question from engineering mathematics. You have to find the range of this matrix 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1 and 1, 1, 0. Okay. Now, if the determinant of the matrix is not equal to 0, determinant of the matrix is coming out to be 2. Okay. If the determinant of the matrix is not equal to 0, and if it is less than equal to 3, this is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, so the rank of the matrix will be equal to 3. Rank will be equal to 3 for this question. Okay, so the answer is equal to 3. Okay, since determinant is not equal to 0, so the rank will be equal to 3. Okay, that is, it is equal to number of row and columns. Let's move on to the next question. Next question. In this question, it is given that eigenvalue of matrix is 4 and 9. What are the eigenvalue of the squared matrix? So this is a property of the matrix that if the eigenvalue of a matrix are given, I suppose there is a matrix SA and the eigenvalues of the matrix are given as 4 and 9. Eigenmatrix are 4 and 9. Then the eigenmatrix of square of the matrix is square will be equal to 4 square and 9 square. That is 16 and 81. 16 and 81 will be the answer for this question. So those who have got 16 and 81, you have got it correct. Bullseye, you have got it correct. So this is the correct answer, 16 and 81. Alright, you have got this question correct. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's see what is the next question. This is the next question. It is given, this is from complex number, and this is a theorem called Cauchy residual theorem. Okay, you have to apply that theorem to solve this question. Okay, alright, I'm not taking much time. I'm taking time on those questions where you need to understand the steps. Okay, now in this question it is given that you have to find the cyclic integral of z cube plus z square plus 8 over z plus 2 dz, and where z mod of z is equal to 5. You have to find this, okay, in the counterclockwise direction. Now if you know this theorem, that cyclic integral of fz over z minus z naught, okay, dz is equal to 2 pi into I of f at z naught, okay, provided that this value should satisfy this equation, okay, that is, it should lie within this. Okay, so this z is equal to minus 2 is lying within this. Okay, so the answer will be equal to 2 pi into I of minus 2 whole cube plus minus 2 whole square plus 8. Okay, so the answer will be equal to 8 into pi into I. So those who have got 8 pi I as the answer, they are absolutely correct. So this, for this question, the answer will be equal to 8 pi I. So as we can see, most of you have got it correct. So this is a very good question. You have got your marks. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now in this question it is given that now this is a question from probability. This is a question from probability, and this was a very good question. I think most of you must have done it correctly. Okay, now this is the second last question of engineering mathematics. Okay, now in this question it is given that probability of defective probability of defective is equal to 0.02 and total number of terms is equal to 50. Total number of terms is equal to 50. Since the total number of terms is a large number of, we are not going to apply binomial distribution to solve this question. We'll be applying Poisson distribution to solve this question. Poisson's distribution to solve this question. Okay, so this is a question of binomial Poisson distribution. Okay, all right. Now lambda will be equal to n into p, and this will come out to be 0.02 into 50. This is equal to 1. You have to find the probability of greater than 2, greater than equal to 2. So this will be equal to 1 minus probability of x is equal to 0, okay, plus probability of x is equal to 1. Okay. Now probability for this Poisson distribution is equal to e power minus lambda over lambda power x over x factorial. Okay, where x will be 0 for this and x is equal to 1 for this term. Alright, so after solving it you will get 0.264 as the correct answer. Okay, so for this particular question 0.264 will be the correct answer. If you have got 0.264 as the answer, you are absolutely correct. If not, then hard luck. Alright, so let's move on to the next question and also the last question for engineering mathematics. Alright, so 0.264 for this question. This is the correct answer, 0.264. Those who have skipped, no problem. Alright, 0.264 for this question as the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question and also the last question of the day for engineering mathematics. Okay. Now this is the last question of engineering mathematics that we are going to take today. In this question it is given that which of the following is analytic in the interval z mod of z is less than equal to 1. So there are 4 options given. So from the option only you have to just observe the option. It is given that mod of z is less than equal to 1. Mod of z is less than equal to 1. So if you see the 4 options A, B, C and D, of these 4 options only option D satisfying this equation. Okay, so only option D that is z square minus 1 over z square, z plus 2 is satisfying this interval, that is mod of z is less than equal to 1. So option D will be the correct answer for this question. Okay, so those who have got option D as the correct answer, they are absolutely correct. Alright, so this was the last question of engineering mathematics. Now Mrityunjay sir is going to take next of the questions of core of a branch of electrical engineering and he will take the session forward. Alright, so lot of questions of electricals are left, okay, to discuss, and Mrityunjay sir, who is having a lot of experience, he is going to discuss next questions of electrical engineering. Okay, thank you.
Hello. Now starting network system. First question of the network system, that is 50 ohm. Now that is 200 volt. Here 40 ohm. Now here 160 volt. Another way 30 ohm, and this one is 120 volt. And another way that is 80 volt, and that is 20 ohm. Our motto, determine I. Our motto, determine I. Okay. Now first of all with the help of source transformation, it is converted, that is 200 upon 50, that is 4 ampere, and that is 50 ohm. Now it is also converted into, with the help of source transformation, 160 divided by 40, that is 4, that is 4 ampere, and that is 40 ohm. Now another way, 120 divided by 30, that is 4 ampere. Direction of current, that is downward, that is 4 ampere, and resistance represent like this one, that is 30 ohm. Another way, 80 divided by 20, that is 4 ampere. Direction of current is downward, that is 4 ampere. And now that is 20 ohm, and this is also 20 ohm, and current, direction of current like this one. Okay, now this one, that is 4, 8 ampere, and that is 4 ampere and 4 ampere, it is 8 ampere. Direction of current, finally you can say that it's represent like, that is 8 ampere, and this one, this is also represent 8 ampere, it is downward, that is 50 ohm, that is 40 ohm, and that is 30 ohm, that is 20 ohm, and that is 20 ohm. Okay, now at this junction, net current corresponding to this one, that is 0. Why? Because of algebraic sum of this is opposite to the this one. That's why you can say that I this be equal to 0. Correct option is 0. Okay. Now next question. Another question, that is 2 ohm, that is 2 ampere. Now this is 20 volt. Our motto, determine I, and that is 3 ohm, that is dependent source, that is 5i. Okay, now 2 plus I, that is 2 plus I. Now applying KVL in this loop, minus plus, plus minus, plus minus. Now minus 20 plus 2i plus 3 into 2 plus I plus 5i, this be equal to 0. 20 minus 20 plus 2i plus 6 plus 3i plus 5i, this be equal to 0. 2i plus 3i, 5 plus 5, 10, 10i, that is minus 20 plus 6 minus 14, this be equal to 0. I this be equal to 14 divided by 10, that is 1.4 ampere. Okay, 1.4 ampere is the correct option. Another question, from electrical machine. अरे क्वेश्चन कैसे this one. Now, according to question, a 220 volt DC shunt motor take 3 ampere at no load. It draw 25 ampere at full load. 1500 RPM. RA this will equal to, now terminal voltage, that is 120 volt at no load. Now, first of all, make DC shunt motor like this one, that is back EMF, terminal voltage, RF, look like this one, IF, now that is I and IA, okay. RF is given 220 ohm, terminal voltage 220 ohm, 220 volt. Now IF, that is 220 divided by 220, that is 1 ampere, that is 1 ampere, okay. At full load, IA this will equal to I minus IF. What about I? I is given 25 ampere and IF is 1 ampere, that's why 24 ampere IA. And back EMF E this will equal to V minus IA into RA. What about V? That is 220. IA this will equal to 24. And what about RA? RA is given 0.5. Finally, we got 208 volt back EMF corresponding to full load current 25 corresponding to 25 ampere. We got back EMF to 208, okay. Now you know that back EMF E this will equal to Kn into phi into N. E divided by Kn into phi, this will equal to N, sorry, K phi this will equal to E divided by N, okay. Now Kn into phi, what about E? Back EMF, that is 208. What about speed at full load? That is 1500 RPM. That is 1500 RPM. Now, finally, we got 0.13866 volt per RPM. Okay. Now, at no load, IA0 this will equal to I0 minus IF. What about I0? I0 is given 3 ampere and IF is 1, that is 2 ampere. What about back EMF corresponding to no load? E0 this will equal to V minus IA0 into RA. What about V? That is 220. IA0 that is 2 ampere and RA is 0.5, okay, that is 220 minus 1, sorry, RA this will equal to IA this will equal to 1.5, IA this will equal to 2 and this one. Finally we got 1, that is 119 volt. 119 volt. 1 second. 8 is, sorry, that is 8. 1 second, 5, it is 5, okay, corresponding to 119 volt. Okay, silly mistake here. Now, back EMF corresponding to no load, Kn into phi into N naught, this will be equal to E0 divided by N0. In both case, phi is constant. Why? Because of phi is depend upon IF. IF is constant, that's why phi is constant. IF is constant, that's why phi is constant. Okay, that's why written as look like this one. Now, in this case, Kn into phi look like this one. This will be equal to 0.13866. And what about N0? N0, this will be equal to E naught divided by 0.13866. What about E naught? E naught is 119 divided by 0.13866, that is RPM. Okay. Now next question. With the help of calculus, resolve this. Now next question, with 5 kVA 50 by 5 kVA 50 volt upon oblique, look like this one. Single phase transformer has secondary terminal voltage of 95 V2, this is equal to 95 volt. Okay, when loaded, the percentage regulation is, percentage voltage regulation ER, this is equal to E2 minus V2 divided by E2. What about E2? E2 is 100 minus V2, that is 95 divided by 100. Finally we got 5 by 100, that is 5%. Okay, voltage regulation is 5. Another question, a 3-phase synchronous motor draw 200 ampere from line at unity power factor at rated load. Consider same line voltage as load line IL at the power factor 0.5 lead is, first option is 400 ampere, second option is 200 ampere, and third option is 300 ampere, and fourth option is 100 ampere. Okay, now 3-phase synchronous generator P, this is equal to root 3 VL into IL cos phi. Okay, for same voltage, same VL corresponding to and load, IL into cos phi is constant, corresponding to this one it is constant, so you can say that IL cos phi 1 this is equal to IL2 cos phi 2. Okay, our motto, determine IL2 this is equal to IL1 into cos phi 1 divided by cos phi 2. IL1 is 200 unity power factor and that is 0.5, that is 400 ampere. A option is correct option. Now next question, A delta connected 3.7 kilowatt 400 line, three phase 4 pole 50 hertz slip ring induction motor has following parameter. Per phase reference as a starter R1, this is equal to R1 is given 5.39 ohm, R2 is given 5.72 ohm, X1 and X2 that is 8.22 ohm. Neglected shunt branch in equivalent circuit, the starting line current when it is connected to 100 volt line 10 hertz 3 phase source. Okay, now 3 phase source is our motto determine current, line current. Now first of all Z is equal to R1 plus R2 plus J XL1 plus XL2. Our motto, first of all determine XL1. We know that XL this is equal to omega into L. XL this is equal to omega into L, and this is also written as 2 pi f into L. XL1 new this is equal to corresponding to question XL2 new this is equal to written as XL2 new this is equal to F2 new divided by F1 new into also written as XL1 new. F2 this is equal to 10 and that is 50 hertz, and XL1 8.22 that is 1.62 ohm, sorry 64. Corresponding to question written as 5.39 plus 5.72 plus J, this is also 1.64 plus 1.64. Okay, we got 11.58 at the angle 16.45 degree ohm per phase. Okay, per phase current that is VL divided by that is 100 divided by 11.58 at the angle 16.45. This is 8.64 at the angle minus 16.45 ampere. Okay, root 3 times VPH. Why? Because of delta connected. Root 3 8.64, finally that is 14.95 ampere in magnitude wise. Okay, now next question. A single phase transformer has rated of rating 25 kVA, supply is 12 kilowatt power factor of 0.8. Load like this one, 12 kV kilowatt. Cos phi this is equal to 0.6 lagging. Okay. Now PL is equal to, you can say the V2I2 cos phi. V2I2 this equal to, we got 12 into 10 to power 3 divided by 0.6. We got, that is 20 kVA. Okay. Corresponding to question, the additional load at unity power factor in kilowatt, what may be the added before the transformer exceed rated? Now S this equal to 25 into 10 to power 3. Okay, is given. 25 into 10 to power 3, this is equal to 12 into 10 to power 3 divided by 0.6 plus P2. What about P2? P2 is 5 kilowatt. Additional power like this one. Now next. Five alternator rated 5 MVA, 13.2 kilovolt with 25% reactance on its own base connected in parallel. Own base are connected in parallel to bus bar. The short circuit level in MVA at bus bar is 5 alternator are connected in parallel. What about equivalent impedance, or you can say that reactance? X equivalent, this is equal to parallel connected, that's why like this one. Okay, x1, x2 and x3 and x4 are and x5 are same. That is 25%, it means 0.25. X equivalent, 1 upon x equivalent is equal to 1 upon 25, 1 upon 0.25, 1 upon 0.25 and 1 upon 0.25 and 1 upon 0.25. Finally we got 0.25, that is 0.05, 1 upon like this one. Equivalent MVA, fault MVA, this is equal to ISC PU, and this equal to, it is written as like this one according to formula, that is 100 divided by 5, that is 20 PU. MVA in PU. Okay, now actual MVA rating, this is equal to MVA PU into MVA base, corresponding to question, that is 5 MVA, this is 100. Now another question, 220 volt line 3 phase star connected synchronous motor has synchronous impedance 0.25 whatever, 0.25 plus j 2.5 ohm per phase. Ohm per phase is given. Okay, now with the help of Kalsi, 84.29 ohm per phase. Okay, The motor got 10 ampere at 0.8 power factor leading. The RMS value of the our motor determine E. E this is equal to V minus I into Z. Sorry, V minus I into Z. That is 220 at the angle 0 minus 10 at the angle cos inverse 0.8. That is 0.8 leading or lagging. First of all, it is given 0.8 leading, 0.8. Okay, that's why into 2.512 at the angle 84.29. Finally we got 233.99 at the angle 5.27. E this is equal to like this one. Now next question. A machine in finite bus system generator deliver a real power of 0.8 power factor at 0.8 pu, whatever be. It is given like this one, whatever be the V1 at the angle 0. Not V1, this is 1 at the angle 0. Okay. XD this equal to 0.25. XT this equal to 0.2 and XL1 this is 0.4 pu in pu and XL2 is 0.4 pu. Okay. Now PR this equal to root 3 VR into IR cos phi r at receiving end. What about IR? IR is PR divided by root 3 into VR into cos phi r. PR this equal to, it is given 0.8 divided by root 3. VR is also given 0.8 into root 3. Sorry, cos phi is 1. That's why 1 by root 3, 0.577 pu. IR this equal to 0.577 pu. Okay. Now equivalent transfer impedance, transfer reactance, that is 2.5 plus 0.2, both are in series, that's why it is written as 2.5 plus 0.2 plus both are in parallel 0.4 plus 0.4 parallel 0.4. Now 0.45 plus this is also written as 0.2. Finally we got that is 0.65 pu. Okay. Our motor determine E. E this is equal to VR plus IR into X equivalent transfer reactance. Okay. VR is given 1 at the angle 0 plus what about IR? IR is 0.577 at the angle minus 36.87 into 0.65 at the angle 90 degree. Okay. Finally we got 1.261 at the angle 13.76 pu. Delta is 13.76 is the final answer. Now another question. A three-phase 50 Hz 400 kV line is 300 kilometer long line. Inductor is 1 millihenry per kilometer per phase and capacitor 0.01 microfarad per kilometer per phase. The line is under open circuit condition at receiving end. The energized with 400 kilovolt. At sending end, the receiving end voltage will be, with the help of formula VR, it's like Ferranti effect. VR, this be equal to Vs plus, we know that VR this be equal to omega square LC into Vs, omega 2 pi f to the whole square LC into L into Vs. Okay. Now 4 pi square into 50 Hz into L1. L is 1 into 10 to power millihenry, that's why written as look like this one, and 0.1 into 10 to power minus 6, and it is also written as 300 to the whole square into 400. Finally we got 53 kilovolt. What about VR? That is 400 plus 35.53. Now next question. Now a single phase power electronics question. A single phase full control converter is used to obtain average voltage of 180 volt with 10 ampere constant current feed DC load. Full converter, first of all, that is load. Current is constant, output current is constant. It means graph like this one, I0. Okay. Input voltage corresponding to this one, Vs. Vs this be equal to Vm sin omega t. Alpha to pi. During alpha to pi, this is thyristor, T1, T2, T3, T4. T1 and T2 during alpha to pi, T1, T2 on. Sorry, alpha to pi plus alpha. In this duration, graph like this one. After in this duration T1, T2 on. Again, after pi plus alpha, T3, T4, output voltage corresponding to this one. This is output voltage. In this duration, Okay, graph like this one. Okay, now our motto average output voltage, that is 1 by pi alpha to pi plus alpha, that is Vm sin omega t into d omega t. It is written as 2 Vm upon pi into cos alpha. Okay, that is output average voltage. Vs average output power, that is V output average into I0 average. This is constant, that's why it is written as I0. Okay, our motto determine input power factor, or you can say this supply power factor. Supply power factor is written as Vs into Is RMS into cos phi s. This will be equal to average output power cos phi s is written as V0 into I0 divided by Is average is written as, determine with the help of this formula, this graph, this is I0, Is average, sorry, Is RMS, this will be equal to I0, this is alpha, this is pi plus alpha, into Vs RMS. V0 is given 180 volt, I0 is cancel out, divided by Vs is given 230. Finally we got 0.7826. 0.7286. Now next question. 6 pulse thyristor bridge rectifier connected to balance 3-phase star source assume DC output power corresponding to, we know that 3-phase rectifier IA current is like this one, that is 2 pi by 3 pi in this period, that is 2 pi by 3, I0 plus and this is minus I0. Okay, I0 is constant. I0 is constant. Now with the help of Fourier series, IAT n is 1 3 5 to infinity 4 I0 divided by n pi into sine of n pi by 3 into sine n omega t minus phi n. Okay, lowest order of harmonic, that is 3, lower order harmonic, that is 3. So lowest frequency of harmonics, that is 3f, 3 into 50, that is 1 5.
Yes, so these were some questions from electrical engineering, and thank you so much for being so much patient to know the answer for these questions. and I'm telling you, most of you, if you have seen from the comments, your comments, they have got the correct answer. Okay, so since the paper was very easy, the cutoff will be around 30-32 marks. All right, so if you have secured 70 plus, if you have secured 70 plus, then you are in the safe zone. 70 plus, safe zone for PSUs. And if you have secured 55 plus to 60, then you can go for higher studies in NITs and IITs. All right, but those who are not in that safe zone, those who are not in the safe zone, don't need to lose hope, because there are different exams like RRB JEE, SSC JEE, BARC examination, which are having the same pattern, almost same pattern. Only difference is that there is non-tech portion, all right, and there is some technical portion. All right, so your knowledge is not going to waste at all. All right, so you can apply this knowledge for other competitive examination as well. All right, so those who have secured more than 60 plus, they are in the safe zone, but those who have not, don't lose hope. There are different examination also which are in the line, and you can use those knowledge to get into public sector organization, also government examination. You can crack some government examination. Okay, and grade up is going to prepare you for all those competitive examination. As you know that RBJ plan is already going on our YouTube channel, and also we will come very soon with our paid course of RBJ on our grade up app classroom feature. Okay, so you all who are watching me right now, don't forget to subscribe this channel so that you can get all the notification of all the videos and all the important events that we are going to conduct on our YouTube channel. All right, and prepare yourself. You can follow our YouTube channel and also our grade up app for all the other updates. Thank you and have a good day.